Hey everybody, how's it going today? Random Andrew here, and welcome to the channel. Today has been kind of a less filming kind of day for me, just kicking back, somewhat of a family day of sorts. Had my mom over, my uncle Chris. We had a nice roast, pork roast dinner. The best I could do, anyways. I'm not the best cook, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Maybe we should do a cooking vlog sometime. Maybe not. Anyhow. After they left, I decided maybe it was time to test out Megas and see how the new setup goes. I went from a 22 32 pitch pinion down to an 18, and let me tell you, it don't seem right, but I don't think that's what the problem was, because the power is there. It's just I put in a different radio for range. This one here, I'm about that far into the trigger before you really start to notice that power happening, and then it becomes very unstable. I can't say I like those foam tires one bit, so I'm waiting for those tires to finally show up. I think the boat's partway here by now. I don't know. Waiting for parts from China takes a long time. And these tires that I ordered, they're pretty much exactly like this, except they're not foam. They're a very thin rubber tire, and they've got nice foams in them. Hopefully the foams are better than the last set that I got from them. And I know right now it just looks like a mess. Front wing, yeah, you can see it didn't fare too well. To that point, I think I'm getting really tired of fidgeting with this setup, trying to make it work. I almost want to try and build a different speed car. So I'm 100% honest here, people. I'm really disappointed with Megas right now. It's not doing what it did before. I changed a few things, and now different radio gear, and it just doesn't seem right. It just does not seem right. I might even go as far as to remove this ESC and motor combo and put in 3000 kilovolt, 3300, one of the two, and try it with a different kilovolt motor. I really don't know. Something's not right. The power is just not there, and when it is there, it's uncontrollably there. So I'm going to try a few more things before I even attempt to film anything with this. And yeah, today's just been kind of a discouraging feeling day in general. I don't know. We have down days once in a while. We're all allowed to have down days once in a while, I hope. I'm trying to think positive. I might just charge up some Summit batteries and take that out for a rip. I just don't know yet. All I know is it's probably going to end up being a shorter vlog today because it feels like one of those kind of days. But at the same time, I also want to put together another video. It's just straight RC stuff, no vlog, no nothing, just a regular RC video. But I don't know. I'm just not feeling motivated today. We'll check back in a bit and see how things are shaping up. Okay, so a little bit of time has passed, and here's what I'm figuring. I'm not happy entirely with the steering. It's got to be... First off, it's got to be realigned. I'm going to reset everything on that transmitter to its default setting and go from there. Same with the speed controller. New setup, new settings altogether. And that's going to mean at least a battery or two of testing to figure out where I'm at with that. Now the other thing is I was doing a little reading on the suspension, and the more lateral it becomes, the more force it takes to move the suspension. So for every degree of angle more that I take it away from being a vertical position strut, I'm not sure if I'm explaining this properly, but I'm doing my best, becomes more degree of force to move the strut. Now that means I'm just going to take out these, focus. I'm just going to take out these spring compressors. Like you put these in to compress the spring a little more and make your spring stiffer. One on that side too. So I'm going to change them up. I'm going to change them out. Yeah, soften those springs a little bit, and that should give me a little more forgiveness when it comes to suspension movement. Otherwise, I'm just frustrated with it. I could really use Tamiya, however you want to say it, F1 kit or an F201, and put everything from Megas. Megas' heart, springs, put it all into the F1. And then with this Rustler, I'll still continue to do things, but it's not going to be the same. I don't know, Megas. I feel the change coming up for you soon. So in respects to that new video I just released, featuring good old Clifford here, that's my homemade bumper. Pretty solid now. Got two little rubber grommets in behind it, and then these two washers to help make sure this gridding doesn't push through, which it was with just screws. Now, in respects to that video, there is one thing you notice anytime I go to lock the diffs, it's kind of like a screen stop. It says locking the differentials, putting it in low gear. That's because I don't have the proper transmitter and receiver for doing the lock differentials. I'll show you what I have to do, and hopefully this will go smoothly. You see this plastic rod here? This is coming from the linkage on the transmission right here. Don't worry about this one. This one here is for the rear diff. It's hooked up to the same size servo it needs to be, but I don't have the proper servo piece to hold them, the servo seat. So this is what I have to do. If I want to unlock, I've got a little pin. It's actually a shortened nail. I actually have to get down here and pull this out, and then slide it back on. There's little holes in this plastic tubing, holes going laterally across, and that'll allow me to take it from low to high gear. I mean, this thing was a labor just to get it built. But just as an example, say you ever borrowed the truck from me and you had to do this, you might not ever be able to figure it out. Me having made this, back in high gear, I know where these holes are. I know how much stress these plastic tubings can take. And we'll show you the differential. Okay, right now, no diff is locked. But if I take this tubing and move it forward to the second hole, and I put it back on there, the differentials are now locked. I don't know how well that was filmed. I'm hoping it shows up fairly decently. The only problem I really have, my only real problem with the Summit, in fact, well, I got two real problems. First is this steering servo spring. Even though this is a brand new steering servo saver, right in there, that spring's too weak. This is a brand new servo saver in this, and that's let me try and get a better view of it for you. There you go, you can see it right inside there. I've done everything from over tightening it, having to shorten the screw and over tighten it a little bit more, and it just seems like it's taking too much of that effort away from the whole ordeal, you know what I mean? That's the only real beef. The other one is just the fact that if you put brushless power in this Summit, or in any Summit, it's most likely going to rip the differentials apart because of the locking diff feature. We can get past that, this will be a damn near perfect truck. And it isn't like I don't already talk about the Summit like it's not a perfect truck already. It is a mighty, mighty fine job. Traxxas, you guys have done a great job on that, and I only wish I could afford a TRX4 to do a side-by-side out on the trail, on the rocks, in the mud kind of test. But that's a fair chunk of money for somebody like me. So maybe Traxxas will find me in their good graces one day and just send me one. So yeah, as you can tell, I love the Summit, and if you're already thinking about getting one, I do strongly recommend it. And it doesn't need brushless power. It's already a go-anywhere truck as it sits. The only thing brushless might do is give you a little bit more top end, allow you to run a bigger pinion on it or something. I really don't know. I don't put much thought to it because it's already a dang fine truck. Now, there is a company called Kershaw Designs. There was a company. Now they're closed for good. They're done And I would like to see somebody else do what Kershaw Designs was doing with the 775 aftermarket motors for the Summit. If you go on that page and you look up, because they still have all their stuff there, they actually had a twin plate for two 700 size motors. Now I imagine that's probably pretty much just like the 775. But could you imagine the amount of torque out of something like that with two of those suckers in there? Let alone the battery power, the ESCs. Like, I just don't, I can't even think about that setup right now. I'm just pleased with what I've got. Thanks for watching, guys. Another good vlog, hopefully. Click that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to share the videos. You guys have been doing a wicked amazing job of sharing those videos. Subscribers are still slowly going up, and the more you guys do it, the better it is. The better, it keeps going. It keeps going. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it so much. Think positive, stay positive, keep a smile on your face, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Good night. Vlog over.